Hello folks, it's Adge here, playing some more Railway Empire, but this time I'm trying free mode out rather than one of these scenarios or campaigns. The location I've gone for is the Midwest, and the time period, which isn't shown on here, is 1830 to 1850, so the early period. Now this is how I've set myself up. 1 million starting capital, which is the lowest possible. Elected to start in Toledo with 2 competitors. I've left AI level to normal, leaving that as realistic, leaving that as normal. But I have increased the game level difficulty to pro, which makes the tasks a little bit more difficult to achieve. So let's go ahead and see what this throws up. We'll take the Trickster as per usual for the cheaper trains, and we'll see what task list we get.
And here we go. Pay attention to your task list if you want to achieve a higher
So we'll just
rating.
pause it.
Competitors will try to hamper you.
So here's our starting point in Toledo. We've got a meat industry, and then just to the northwest we've got Grand Rapids producing beer. To the southwest we've got Indianapolis also producing beer. A little further around from there we have Louisville, but that also produces meat. And then obviously to the west we've got the large city of Chicago with its 4 industries already going. So we want to tap into that as quickly as we can to block out our competitors. And we have one down here in Nashville and one up in Rochester, which is an interesting city to start in. It's not the larger ones. I'd have expected them to maybe start in one of the larger cities, but we'll see what happens anyway. Okay, so now it's check our task list. So 108,000 from freight per quarter by the end of year 2. Have 24 trains deployed, that will not be a problem. Connect 17 rural businesses, that's going to be quite a lot. We need to transport some iron. Connect Toledo to 28 rural businesses, oh my life, that's a lot. Connect 480,000 people to the network. Produce 19 head of cattle per week. Buy 32% of Doc Murphy's company. Want an express line from Toledo to Omaha, and a company value of over 200 million. Okay, they are some difficult tasks, but we'll get started. And the first thing I'll do is go from Toledo to Grand Rapids. So I'll get my station up in Grand Rapids and bring the 2 together. Not sure why I decided to go for free mode this time. I won't say I had burnout from the scenarios, but I suppose in free mode, even though you do have the tasks, I don't know. It's just different. I wouldn't say there's less pressure to succeed, because obviously you have a task list, but yeah. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, we've got the our line set up there, so we'll get the trains up and running as well. Obviously in the early starting point we only have the Grasshopper available. That's fine. So we'll get 2 of them. Now, one of the tasks, as we saw, was to connect Toledo to, was it 27? Something like that? 28 businesses? Now, I'm wondering, does a warehouse, you know, if we bring cattle, vegetables, cotton, perhaps even the sugar, iron ore, and wheat, basically everything north of this line here, if we bring all that into a warehouse and then the warehouse into the city, does that count as linking up all of the businesses? I don't know. I've never had to do anything like this before, so we'll see. In fact, the best way to find out would be to get a warehouse at some point and just hook one or two up. It'll then tell us. Wow, he's really struggling on this incline. Oh, not much we can do about that until we get some tech unlocked. So, moving on. I'm gonna immediately put a second station in Toledo, and then go to Indianapolis with that one. So we'll run him straight back. Just reduce some of the incline. There, 1%. Sorry, reduce some of the earthworks, not the incline. We'll hook him up as we always do with 2 lines to allow switching. Supply tower. Do we have a supply tower on this line? No. Thinking I'll put one in. And then get some movement on this one as well. That's our first 2 cities. We could hop down to Louisville, and it would make sense to, since it's a beer meat connection. So I'll do that now. In fact, no, I tell a lie. I want to get in Chicago, and I want to put 2 stations in to block out anybody else. So this line will hug Lake Michigan. I believe that's Lake Michigan. If it's not, then I look like an idiot right now. But yes, we'll hug in here and just leave the line there for the time being and get this station there. Then we'll get our second line down. I've still not tried the sandbox mode on this game, and the reason I've not done that is because I believe money is a non-element. It's a non-start. It doesn't, you know, you got infinite money, I believe, and that there's no challenge in that. I mean, yeah, sure, it's good to experiment if you want to try a few things out, just switch in or run a few tests for efficiency's sake. But in terms of, you know, actual playing, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd enjoy it. You know, there's no sense of achievement if you've got unlimited money to play with. So I've stayed clear of that so far. Aside from, like I said, perhaps I'm, you know, testing 1 or 2 things. Okay, yeah, so I was looking which city to go to next, and it is going to be Rock Island. Did I put any trains on? No, I didn't. Maybe I should do that first. I can't believe I forgot to add my trains. Okay, so now we can move on to the next city. So we'll get a station in place. And a supply tower and some trains. It's always a good start. We can just about afford to. And that's us now out of money for the time being. Now, where was that express connection? Toledo to Omaha. So there's Toledo. Omaha. Oh, it's essentially a straight line. So what I want to do is to really try and avoid anything crossing the path that the express line would run on. So I don't want any lines to come like down here. Although, when's the... I mean, it is 18 years away. By the time we get to that stage, not that I think it'll take us 18 years, but when we are ready to look at achieving that goal, I think we should have that much money. But then again, I'd rather... Yeah, no, ignore me. I am going to do what I said. I am going to avoid crossing this, putting anything in this strip of land. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go to Madison. So we'll put a station in there, which will piss off Don Lorenzo, which I don't really care about. I am a little bit disappointed that Beatrix isn't a competitor. I always enjoy buying her out. She's very annoying, which is probably why I enjoy buying her out so much, but oh well. Don and the Doc aren't quite as annoying. And neither is the other fella, the General. And honestly, I've never really had many missions or games where the competitor has been Roger, so I don't know if he annoys me or not yet. Okay, so let's just wait for the money to accumulate so we can put this line in. Alright, let's get some tech. Increased passengers will do for now. So we need 74,000 for that line. And while we're waiting for that, I'll have another look at the tasks. So we've almost hit, well, we're making progress towards hitting this first objective, which is good. This is not far behind. So the thing I want to do afterwards is start bringing in these local suppliers. So one of them is to transport iron. Now iron will be in demand in Chicago. Yep. So is there a source nearby?
What are you gonna do with it now?
There is a source up near Duluth. And there's the source here. So I think we'll go from this source. And bring it to Chicago, unless you've got one to the south, but that would mean crossing that zone that I don't really want to be building on yet. Anyway, I got sidetracked and I forgot to put the track down, so oops, my bad. So let's get some trains running here. Let's check our available staff. Nobody I'm interested in at this point. Right, I want to get that for the increased freight prices, which will help us in our goal to hit 108,000. What would also help is when we start bringing in the local businesses. So we want to grab this cattle for sure. Now there's the AI built a logging industry here. We've got this lumber down here. We can also run that in, no problem. So we'll go ahead and expand this station in the south. And we'll put just a small one for the time being at the cattle ranch. Is that going to be too tight? Yes, it is. Never mind. Whoops. So we'll then bring this track in alongside the existing one. Okay, need 46,000 for that, so let's increase speed again and just wait. There we go. Put that down, slow the game down. Okay, we're starting to get breakdowns coming through.
Unfortunately, one of your trains didn't make it.
And we need a supply tower as well, put it there. Which does mean I can... Oh, it's going to be used, never mind. I was going to get rid of that one, but I can do it later on. Oh, that's the wrong way around. There we go. Start shipping some fully loaded cattle trains into Toledo. In fact, no, never mind. Just have a quick check in. So we're still at 86,000 quarterly revenue. I think that's because it's not progressed to the next quarter yet, so that might change soon. We're 3 trains away from this one. There we go, yep. 108 exactly, I think. Unless it just stops at 108 and doesn't register anything above it, I don't know. Let's just speed up, let him move away a bit, and then copy it. So, how do I want to bring this iron in? I think what I want to do is bring it in to a warehouse. Because I am mindful that if I just run a line, perhaps along the coast again, into Chicago, that line is going to end up cutting off some of these industries here, which we're probably going to want to connect to at some point. And if I could avoid bridges and tunnels where they're not absolutely necessary, then that's a good thing. So, I've got enough money for a warehouse now, so I'll go ahead and build it. And I think we'll go just there. So at the minute, Toledo is connected to one rural business. So what I'll do is I'll put a station, just check, oh, nope. Yes, it has demand for vegetables. So I'll put a station that services both veg and iron ore. I think a regular size one will be enough, yep. Like so. I'll need the one line. Yes, that platform's fine. But I do want 2 trains. One for veg, one for iron. So we'll get the money for that. There we go. Get the money for the supply tower. There we go. So, the first train is going to take iron ore only. And it's going to take it when it's fully loaded only. The second train, you guessed it, is going to take veg only. Again, it's going to be fully loaded.
My reporter has scrutinized your business down to the
So let's enable the receipt of vegetables and the iron ore. Set them both to maximum. And what I want to do now is to expand this station here. I'll also put a maintenance building down there. Whoops. One down there. Wait. There. I'll add trains to this these two routes. I don't know why I've not done that. It's the second time I've done that now in this game. Put a maintenance shed there. Okay. And very quickly hook this line into the second platform. Pick up that supply tower and feed him into the warehouse. So I need 41k, which I now have. And then run a train from the warehouse into the city with a locomotive and just check if that has then ticked that objective over to 2. Oh, 3. Okay, so yes, that does work. Excellent. Very good. Now then. More mail profits, why not?
Surely you don't mind.
So, moving on. I want to start this line. And I hope there's enough space here. To there. 136,000, so we'll get the money together to do that. Getting breakdowns more and more frequently, which, given the early era and the lack of maintenance buildings, is no great surprise. But it's also no great concern, so let's just carry on. Ah, no. In fact, no, I'll leave it. Shh, no, I won't. No, I won't. I prepared myself to change the platform without actually adding the next platform, leaving a dead line and dead trains, which is no good. Okay, now we can expand. And now we can rearrange. There we go. And we want to put the return line down. Leaving plenty of room to maneuver here. So that's 137,000. How much are these trains making on this line? Oh, it's right there. 3.5, 2.5, yeah, not bad. There's that track. Go ahead and drop the signals into place. I think that'll probably need another supply tower, but we can sort that out later. I've also noticed that just transporting the iron into the warehouse has started to achieve that transportation goal, which is very nice. But regardless, we will ship it into Chicago so it will make us some money. Okay. Oh, I want another supply tower, don't I? Yes, I do. Right there. So let's carry on going through, adding more maintenance buildings in. I've just realised I've completely blocked out Grand Rapids from using this warehouse. So I'll need to change that. There we go. But it does only leave one line open to bring these 3 businesses into.
Excuse me,
Regardless, we'll carry on. Now we can start shipping our wheat into the warehouse as well. Put a signal down. And a supply tower.
You won the auction? But what are you gonna do with it now? Haven't you noticed the spy? He brought something useful back to me.
And then get the trains going. Ah, I need to open the warehouse to wheat.
Unfortunately, one of
There
your
we go.
trains didn't make it.
What else is nearby? We can accept cattle, cotton, sugar. There's no point in getting the corn, it's on the opposite side of everything. So we'll go with that. Besides, that's a full warehouse now anyway. So let's have a look where we're going. So, we've connected 4 rural businesses to our network. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We can get these 2 as well. That'll make 6. And it'll be fairly cheap to do, so we'll do it. We'll grab the cattle first. And then the cotton.
it is much easier to get goods into the city thanks to your station.
We don't want a bridge, but we'll leave the earthworks. And we can start coming down here. And we'll link him up. We'll link him up there. There. Let's get it right. Obviously this line could get quite congested because it's going to have multiple trains and it's going to multiple businesses, but it's only on one platform. But that's fine. So we'll set up our signals for this now. There we go. Then we can put supply towers on these lines. And trains.
My My reporter has scrutinized your business down to the smallest detail.
We'll go for 2 on each for now. If we need more later on, that's no problem. But what I do want to do is have more trains going between the warehouse and Chicago. So that's now 2. Let's unlock extra passengers. Extra passengers, extra money. So that's now 3. Just slow us down a bit. Have a look at our tasks. So we're now up to 6 roll businesses. We've nearly done our iron. We've nearly hit, well, we're getting close to hitting this one. But we need to start producing cattle. So I think the best thing we can do for that is to purchase a cattle industry. So earlier on, I was commenting that I thought I'd cut Grand Rapids out of a connection to this warehouse. I haven't. I forgot that I moved the track over. So that's excellent news. There we go. Just speed it up a touch. Put a supply tower on the line. And then start shipping freight. We'll have 2.
One of your trains isn't doing what it should be.
Now I want to put another signal in. Like that, so the trains come a little bit closer while they're waiting for this platform to clear. The next thing I want to do is I think I will buy a cattle industry. That'll help generate money, it'll add to our company value, and it just makes sense. Now that one will be cheaper, as that one's a higher level and it's, you know, its cattle are in high demand in Toledo. So I think it will have to be this one.
I have no idea where this reporter might have gotten his information.
Now I do want more trains going into Toledo from the warehouse. So we'll add another 2 and then we'll look at bidding on this. Ooh, 419,000, that's a lot of money. For this, you know, this early stage anyway. Ooh. Increased mail revenue.
One of your trains isn't doing what it should be doing.
I'm gonna pay back one of the bonds and reissue it for a higher value. So then, oh, that price has dropped nicely, that's good. It'll give me enough money to buy this, even if they do try and outbid me.
Oh, very good offer, actually.
Excellent.
I place a bid.
So we'll now saturate this line a little. What in the, so we got, okay, yeah. So he will draw his cloth from the warehouse. Which means we'll need quite a few trains. Toledo still needs logs. How's our warehouse stock levels? Wheat is low, no sugar, no veg.
Too long intervals between maintenance, poor quality fuel, incompetent staff.
Not sure why we don't have... Is he our... Yeah, he's our veg trainer, okay. And he's also sharing the platform. Hopefully he'll start to stop at this signal. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Moving on. So, start putting down some maintenance sheds. Want to cut down on these breakdowns because when a train's not running it's not making you money. Plus it causes all sorts of traffic jams on your lines, which you really don't want if you can avoid it. Okay. What I'm going to do now is expand both of these stations in Toledo. And start bringing in some more industries. Just slow it down. So, how's your corn demand? Are you okay for corn? Just about. About sugar. Just about okay for sugar, but not, you know, it's not a reliable source or a quick source, so I might bring the sugar in. What I also want to do is to shift these two to the lower two platforms. Which then frees up the top two. One of which will be used to do the express line to Omaha, which he's just cut right in the front of, which is not helpful. You need logs. No, sorry, you need planks. Tell you what, let's ditch the sugar and instead store the planks. And hopefully these trains what are coming from the warehouse to Toledo will make the return journey loaded with planks, which these Chicago trains can then ferry in. And the sugar, if we do want to bring it in, we can just do it by hand, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I think we'll draw this episode to a close. Got a nice little network here, built around this warehouse. It's not the most fully stocked, but it's doing a job. Toledo is growing. Grand Rapids has expanded. We've already checked off 3 of our tasks. The next thing we want to do is start growing these cities a little bit more, or reaching out to new cities to work towards this one, as well as bringing in more businesses to Toledo. So at the minute we have 6, so we need a lot more. So there's 2 for a start. There is that, but it's not going to be used. Now I'm wondering, and I'm going to test this right now, very quickly before I end this episode. I'm wondering if just linking that to any part of your network classifies. It does. Okay. And let's try it again with, say, Milk into Madison. So let's expand that station I mean, there is a dairy industry here, so milk is needed. Let's get a station for it. So it was on 7. Put this track down. 8. Okay. Okay, that makes that task a lot less difficult than I thought. So when they say connect to Toledo, it doesn't have to be a direct connection to Toledo itself, as long as it's connected on your network. That's excellent. So we can start bringing in, say, wheat to there. Maybe run some lumber in. We've got corn, veggies. We've got lumber, cotton. We'll connect that one as well, just because we want to. And then down here we've got wheat, cotton, corn. We could bring this cattle to Louisville. We've got the veg, cotton, fruit. We could run these logs up. So yeah, essentially, I think hitting this. Oops, bear with me, let's have a look where that is. No. Yeah, hitting this target is going to be relatively straightforward. So yeah, this concludes part 1. We'll pick it up in part 2, where we start linking up our industries and perhaps even expanding into the south. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different. It's we're in free mode, but you know, it's quite enjoyable. It's, you know, it's giving us tasks, so it's not just, you know, do what you want. You've got to actually work towards something. So yeah, I'll see you in part 2, guys. Bye bye.